Have you ever stopped to wonder why humans have told stories about monsters since the dawn of time? Beings we've never truly seen, yet they carry the power to stir deep fear within us. It's as if something inside us recognizes that there might be hidden truths within these tales. Legends, spirits, creatures, and night terrors have crossed generations. What many dismiss as mere folklore, others see as warnings disguised in metaphor. After all, were these stories really born only from imagination? These legends aren't bound to one people or place. They appear across different cultures, separated by oceans and centuries, yet they all share one trait: the power to inspire fear and command respect. So we ask again, were monsters simply invented, or did they emerge from real experiences our ancestors couldn't explain? Today, you're going to discover 7 legendary creatures that continue to fascinate and terrify. Some are well known, others live quietly in cultural traditions, but all of them raise a chilling question: what if even one of them is real? Among all these creatures, none has endured through time and across cultures quite like the vampire. They appear in some of humanity's oldest stories, pale, immortal beings that wander through the night, draining the life from their victims. Their image has always been tied to our fear of death, disease, and the unknown lurking in the dark. During the Middle Ages, panic swept across Europe. People genuinely believed the dead could return as vampires, and many opened graves to drive stakes through corpses, desperate to prevent the worst. It was during this time that Vlad the Impaler, a cruel ruler of Wallachia, inspired the legend of Count Dracula, who would become the ultimate symbol of the vampire. Over time, the myth evolved. Today, vampires are often seen as romantic figures in books and films. But deep down, the fear remains. After all, a parasitic undead creature that feeds on life energy feels a little too real for comfort. Among the ancient Maya, there was one creature feared above all: Camazotz, the death bat. Described as a towering figure with a human body and a bat's head, Camazotz guarded the gates of the underworld, Xibalba. He wasn't just a demon, he was a god tied to darkness, sacrifice, and blood. Legends say he could decapitate a person with a single swipe of his razor-sharp claws. In the Popol Vuh, one of the most sacred texts in Maya mythology, heroes had to face Camazotz in a deadly trial. The description was chilling: a beast with wings large enough to block out the sky. Sculptures, cave paintings, and inscriptions still show his figure, a powerful reminder of how deeply he was embedded in Maya's spiritual life. Today, his image appears in comics, films, and even conspiracy theories. But his true power lies in representing our ancient fear of night and what might be hiding in the dark. On the island of Crete, one of ancient Greece's most mysterious legends, was born the Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. Born from a curse that joined Queen Pasiphae with a sacred bull, the Minotaur was never meant to live among men. To contain the beast, the legendary architect Daedalus built the Labyrintha maze so intricate that no one could escape. Locked within, the Minotaur devoured youths sent as tribute from Athens until the hero Theseus entered the maze, armed only with a sword and a ball of thread to find his way back. Curiously, archaeological digs in Crete have uncovered paintings and rituals centered around bulls. Many scholars believe the myth was inspired by these traditions. Whether real or not, the Minotaur represents more than just a monster. It is a metaphor for the inner labyrinths we must all face to find courage and overcome fear. Few real creatures have ever sparked as much dread as the Megalodon. This colossal shark ruled the oceans millions of years ago, reaching lengths of up to 60 feet. Its jaws were strong enough to crush entire whales, and its teeth, each the size of a human hand, still astonish scientists today. Fossils have been found across the globe in the Americas, Japan, and Australia. Some of these teeth look so fresh that people can't help but wonder, did it really go extinct? The truth is, we've only explored a tiny fraction of the ocean, which is why many believe the Megalodon might still exist, hidden in the deep. In cinema, it has become the star of blockbusters and documentaries. Science says it's gone, but the fact it once lived, and the small chance it still lurks below, make the Megalodon the most terrifying sea monster in history. While many monsters are born from ancient tales, the rake emerged in the digital age. Reports began surfacing in the early 2000s on internet forums, describing a pale, skeletal figure with long arms and pitch-black eyes. It doesn't speak, doesn't run, doesn't attack, it just watches. And that's what makes it terrifying. People claim to wake in the dead of night to find it standing silently in their room, just staring. Others say they've encountered it in forests or on empty roads. Some even claim it whispers in an unknown language no one understands. Today, the rake has become part of modern folklore, featured in videos, games, and horror stories online. Is it real? Science says no. But the fear of being silently watched in the dark is very real, and that's enough to give the rake life in our minds. In the icy waters of Scandinavia and Canada, ancient fishermen told stories of a formless being the size of a bus capable of swallowing entire boats without a sound. They called it the Sea Eater. It had no eyes, just a massive mouth that would suddenly appear beneath ships. These tales describe unexplained disappearances, boats vanishing on calm seas, with no storms, no waves, just silence. For the sailors, there was no doubt something alive lived in the depths and chose its prey. Today, few still speak of it, but the ocean's mystery remains. We know more about the moon than we do about the deep sea. And if something like the Sea Eater still exists, it has surely learned how to hide better than any known creature. Deep in South Africa's interior, among caves lined with precious gems, lives the legend of the Grootslange colossal creature, half snake, half elephant. Described as intelligent and cruel, it was said to guard forbidden riches. According to legend, the gods created it by mistake and one managed to escape. Explorers who dared seek its treasure were never seen again. Survivors speak of massive shadows and glowing red eyes in the cave's depths. To the local people, it's a warning some places were never meant to be explored. Grootslange may be just a myth, but it lives on in the fear and imagination of the region. After all, what if deep in some forgotten cave an ancient guardian still waits, silently protecting its secret? These 7 creatures go far beyond simple horror stories. They're like scars etched into humanity's collective memory. Every culture, in its own time, created monsters that reflected its deepest fears: death, disease, the unknown sea, the silent night. But in the end, they all point to the same truth: we've never truly made peace with the things we can't explain. Maybe vampires never rose from their graves, but the panic that swept medieval Europe was very real. Maybe Camazotz never flew through the jungles, but his presence still echoes in the carvings left behind. The Minotaur may be a myth, but it reminds us that the scariest labyrinths are often inside us. And the Megalodon? Even if it's extinct, just one look into the black depths of the ocean is enough to feel that something might be watching. What's even more disturbing is that, even in our modern world where we believe we have all the answers, new monsters continue to emerge. The rake was born on the internet, but quickly became part of digital folklore. The Sea Eater remains one of the deep sea's greatest mysteries. And Grootslange, from the heart of Africa, reminds us there are still legends untouched by science, guarding secrets no one dares to challenge. In the end, it doesn't really matter whether these creatures ever truly existed. What matters is that they still live on because we need them. We need monsters to remind us that the world is bigger than we think, that mysteries still linger, and that the unknown still watches us from the shadows. They remind us that, despite all our technology and knowledge, we are still vulnerable to fear, to doubt, and to the invisible. And maybe that's why we never stop telling these stories. Because monsters make us ask, what if? What if vampires are more than metaphors? What if something colossal still swims beneath the waves? What if something is watching us right now? These questions keep the flame of mystery alive, and that's what keeps us searching. So tell me, which of these creatures do you believe could be real? Which one scares you the most or fascinates you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments, because your opinion might show up in the next episode. And don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. The next mystery could be chosen by you, and who knows? Maybe the next creature is already closer than you think.